Yeah.
Objection!
Waiting for this to come up on my end. Oh, and now I've heard it. Oh, that's brilliant. That is beautiful. Well, everybody, welcome to EoJ Talks. I think the first thing to say is thank you all for joining us on such a wonderful day. But, of course, you're all here to see one person in particular, and we'll certainly get to him in a second. But first of all, I should introduce myself. My name is Mr. G, Mr. Gentleman's. I was head of PR up until recently, where I was granted a rather, prestigious promotion to assistant director. But, of course, there is one person who we all know and love, who obviously I should introduce as well, who will be helping me to introduce our main man of the night, and that is Al Javis. Al Javis, how are you? My dear friend Al Javis.
Hello there. I'm doing all right. I know the comments are broke. Give me a second. That's why I forgot. Hi everyone, I'm
Yes.
Neil Davis. I'm the director. I'm just here kind of like to just making sure the stream itself is all good while these two just have their fun with each other. But if there's
Indeed.
a question for me, that if there's a question that involves me along with Julius, because it is all about him, just let me know.
Thank you very much, Al. Yes, and thank you for being here, and thank you for streaming this, and obviously being helping out. Al Javis does a lot of things as director, and being our stream dummy is certainly one of them. But of course, you're not all here for myself or Al, though you may be, and I appreciate if you are. No, I believe most of you are actually here for another man in particular. This man, as we all know, has been the face of Case 1, and is a constant presence, a pleasant presence, I should say, within the EoJ team. And I suppose there's no other way to say that he is, right now, the Phoenix Wright of our entire project. So, without further ado, I shall introduce you all to Julius Gemstone. Hello, my friend. How are you?
Hello, my dears and darlings. It's a pleasure to be here, and thank you very much for considering this interview.
And it's great to have you here, Julius. It really is. And it's nice that this, actually, for this event, this is a whole new event as well.
It is.
So it's nice that you get to be the first one.
And for those who have tuned into the live stream, of course, I had to crest this occasion with the beautiful art.
Yes.
Before we get into anything, I must give credit where credit is due and plug the wonderful artist who did this for me. She is a very dear personal friend of mine, Quetzal99 or Quetzal Feathers on twitch.tv. She is the person who is responsible with giving Fanboy Edgeworth such a beautiful visage, as well as the main artist I go to get lovely work done with my dear character Julius. And for those watching the live stream, you can see her own little Quetzalcoatl OC being oh so nicely embraced on the very comfy couch. So if any of you want affordable and incredibly well done artwork, please visit Quetzal Feathers at twitch.tv. You can find all of her information there, and I guarantee you the wait will be worth it. Now, with the shameless plug out of the way, we can properly get started.
It would not be EoJ if it wasn't for some shameless self-promotion. Well, actually, it wasn't shameless self-promotion this time. It was shameless other self-promotion, actually. So you've broken the mold, Julius. Well done. But I think that's to be expected from someone who came into not only quite an important role of a project that had high hopes and dreams, but, you know, really, really held it and smashed it as well. And for those of you who are in the Discord, Julius has linked the same Twitch chat for the wonderful Quetzal Feathers. Again, lovely artwork. Really captured the image of Yandere Femboy Edgeworth. Truly, I'm also humbled to have this representation. Right, it is a Q&A. Well, it's more of a talks, but it is a Q&A. I wonder, maybe we should start with some questions. And I think the very first question I'd like to ask you, Julius, is when did you first discover this wonderful project by Al? How did you discover it, actually, would be a better question.
Well, let me see here so I can get my timeline loaded up here so I can properly answer that question, because I know the video that I found it on. I believe it was all the way back at the... Which was it? I believe it was one of the test videos. I was searching around. Okay, so for the proper timeline, I had just more or less just finished, or I believe it was either rewatching or searching for more Phoenix Wright content, as well as more, of course, Turnabout Storm-esque content in general.
Oh, yeah.
And whilst searching around, I found the Cyclox animation test from about 5 years ago. One of the first videos posted on EoJ. And of course, from there, I'm pretty sure I then went to the Perceive animation test and the Twilight Sparkle animation test. And then from there, I subscribed, hoping that the project would not go the way of many projects before, and to give my grateful support to LGS.
Wow. So let me get this straight. You were looking at videos that were posted in 2015, all the way back then.
Yes.
And all these other content updates that some of us probably don't even know exist, because they do exist on the YouTube channel, by the way, for everyone who is listening in. If you go to the homepage, you can actually find some of these old tests. But you were all the way back then. My God.
That I was. I was and still quite am very interested in all things pony related. So
wow. My God, that's impressive. That's commitment.
Julius is
Commitment
an OG follower who happens to be the voice of Phoenix.
I'm just amazed, Julius. Honestly, I'm just impressed. I mean, I knew that you were obviously one of the OGs, but I didn't realize it went that far back.
I'm
and for
surprised
some of you,
others didn't know that. I thought I made that in the server, at least. Other people knew.
Well, to be fair, I did only come into the server a year ago, so I've still got quite a lot to catch up on some of the history of.
Yeah,
of
you
this
all still
project.
feel like family to me.
Oh, well, no, that's wholesome. I'm not gonna say
appreciate
anything
you,
aside from thank
Julius.
you. We do. We love you. But that's quite the discovery. And then obviously after looking at those updates, you definitely felt like you wanted to participate, surely, as well.
Well, of course I did. But back then I didn't have the means to do so. I was still a rambunctious 15-year-old with stars in his eyes and no clue how to do anything professionally in a VA context other than buy equipment that I had no means of purchasing. Though EoJ is certainly not the first voice role I ever did, but it's certainly the most major and one that I'm incredibly thankful for.
Well, I think we're all very thankful for your participation in the project, and it's certainly been a pleasure to get to know you as well. Not only as a project member, but also as a friend, especially with some of the extra stuff you like to do.
Yes, the things I drive myself maddened with.
Well, I'll give you an opportunity to show that creative mind. Al, I believe the next question that we have is from you.
Oh.
As in the next question that we would like to ask the dear Julius.
Ah, okay. Well, the second one. Right. How did I choose Julius as EoJ's Phoenix?
Well, more so actually, Al, it was more of a case of, I believe, why Julius felt he was the most important, or not, sorry, the most important, that's the worst way of wording it, sorry, how he felt he was the best, candidate for EoJ's Phoenix. Because obviously, I feel like you probably should explain the history here since you were around, but you obviously had someone else for the role initially, which many people will know. And maybe you want to quickly go into the history of that?
Oh boy. Well, originally, I got GoldCrow as the voice of Phoenix Wright for EoJ at first. And it was awesome. Like that legitimized EoJ as to be the true quote unquote like sequel to Turnabout Storm. But unfortunately, I went through a hard drive crash and I didn't have any backups at the time, but luckily I saved emails from all my VAs and I was able to get all the lines back. But the only one that I couldn't get was Julius not Julius, it was not there yet. What was GoldCrow, and I asked him, hey, do you still have your lines? And he's like, no, I'm sorry, I don't. And the thing is, like, he was already taking a long time to send in his lines, which is mainly because of his living condition at the time. And I was very patient with him because I that's just how I am. but knowing that it's going to take much longer, and we both knew that it's just going to take way too long, I had to drop him from the project. He knew it too. I knew it too. And it destroyed me mentally, but I kept going. And then I had to find a new Phoenix. And there's like, I think 40, there's like 40 like submissions, 40 like auditions. And then half of them were not good at all, but the other half were really good. So it was really hard. And the thing is, it was really hard for me to figure out who to choose because GoldCrow, like, how can you replace the guy at the time? Like, so what I did was like, who would fit the best for an older Phoenix? So I compared all the auditions voices with the canon voice, which you can hear in like Dual Destinies and Spirit of Justice.
The wonderful and ever so talented Sam Riegel.
Sam Riegel, yes, who you are a fan of, which is also a big coincidence. And I felt that after hearing a bunch of them, I think really Julius was the one who captured the objection. The objection is what caught me, because I heard your objection and Sam Riegel's objection. I'm like, this is the one. I'm choosing you.
Isn't that adorable? But again, I think the biggest question, as I say, really, Julius, is, you know, what drove you to really want to go for it? What really sold the role?
Well, Al getting into that made me remember that the first video I found wasn't the animation test. I went back to watch all the previous videos from before, but it was when he released the first actual trailer where GoldCrow was still Phoenix's VA far before the hard drive crash. But as soon as I saw that audition video, I knew that I had to shoot my shot. To be a part of a project in the MLP fandom that is in any modicum a larger than what I was doing at the time, which wasn't much at all, was a dream for me to be quote unquote horse famous. But I was a fan of Sam Riegel. I was a fan of multiple things that he does, especially Phoenix. I listened to him talk for countless hours because of his role in Critical Role, both as Scanlan Shorthalt in the first season, as well as Not the Brave in the second season. So his mannerisms were one that I felt I could easily copy. And of course, going back to Dual Destinies, I just practiced that monologue from the opening scene over and over and over again until I felt I had a modicum of that oomph and gleaming personality that Sam usually has.
Ooh.
And I practiced the objection. And when I felt I had that force, that drive, that the determination that Phoenix had, that's when I entered in my audition.
Well, I mean,
while in my stepbrother's bedroom while we were chilling out, I got the email from Al, and my life has changed forever, and I couldn't be happier.
Well, I that's such a touching story. I think you've kind of sort of answered the next question. Actually, we were going to ask you. To be fair, there
you're gonna ask like, how'd you feel when you got the role? And I definitely know that. It was wholesome.
Like it wasn't real. Literally full. Like my body was in tingles. I was shaking, kind of like how I'm shaking right now because I'm nervous. But it was, again, it was a dream come true, and I knew I had to hit it full force. Al needed help. He chose me, and after my initial freak out and like, how, why, oh god, I'm like, well, here we go. And that's when I doubled down and got a professional microphone, really focused on soundproofing what little I could in my room, and tried to deliver a good product.
I think you've definitely smashed it. I mean, I can't speak from... well, I can't speak necessarily from what it may have been like, since I never got the opportunity to hear the original voice line, but considering the fact that not only did Al have such a, high-profile person initially in the GoldCrow, and as you mentioned yourself, several other inspirations that you copied from, to be able to be considered equal to some of those people that, people like myself who was a fan of Turnabout Storm, and especially of the GoldCrow, I think that's enough of praise and enough of an indication that you are as talented as you can be at this role. And working with you has just further proved that, if you ask me. So, if you
I've received one compliment from a very dear friend of mine that says I am better than Sam Riegel's Phoenix, and he can't unhear my voice when looking at Phoenix now. And to me, that is a compliment I will never be able to fully accept, but it means I'm doing something right. So
you are doing more than something right, Julius. You're doing a lot of things right.
You're awesome, Julius.
We do love Julius.
It is
all hail Julius. All hail Julius.
Absolutely not. You'll get a tentative. Oh, come on, guys, stop! I will shut that down right now.
Well, I do have a. Sorry. Do you have something else you want to add as well to how you felt when you first got the role?
No, that's about it. Obviously,
well, I think the chat is in disagreement with you here in the Discord. Everyone's all hailing Julius, and I completely and utterly accept this, and I will not be removing messages. So you will have to, unfortunately, Stephen cope, my dear friend. But I have another question now, and it's more of a sort of what-if scenario. A what-if, indeed. So you obviously have pointed out that you had a lot of passion for the Phoenix Wright role, but what if you had another opportunity to do something else? What if there was a role created, let's say, that Al needed back then? What would you have applied for otherwise? Would you have maybe applied for anything? So okay, what about any particular character, like Apollo, for example? Or if you had to rank, if there was like a Detective Gumshoe, for example, if you had to compare characters from AA, if they were going to be drafted into EoJ, who would you have gone for?
Probably on the first would probably be Miles Edgeworth. I pride myself on the mimicry of a posh British accent because the voice I have given my dear OC, Julius, and he is my namesake here on the interwebs. And as I have written for him, he has a posh Cantalonian accent, which is basically, in English terms, British. And so, doing so, I mimicked everything I could and listened to many British shows to try and get that accent down and the many dialects within. So probably Edgeworth, if I could. Detective Gumshoe, I'm pretty sure I could do quite easily. He's a New York, Boston, bubbling fool of a detective, but he gets the job done. And the Bostonian dialect is one I'm also fairly adept in. Apollo would have been difficult, but I think I would have still tried to match. I know I can match his chords of steel. That much is very sure.
Really?
Me and him are very loud.
Really, I'm seeing people in the Discord, and I'm actually quite interested myself. I want you to put your proverbial vocal cords on the line here, and actually prove to us that you can probably do that. So I'll let you choose out of the three characters that you've just gone over, one to do an interpretation of, or a potential or casting call application for. So choose any one of those three. I'd like to hear your version of them.
All right, let me pull up some lines.
In the meantime, whilst Julius is having a quick look at some of the possible lines, I'm noticing that a few other people have just been commenting some lovely things as well. And it's quite nice to see a lot of, really nice support from everybody here towards Julius. It's definitely greatly appreciated. And for everyone who's on the YouTube, we are looking at the comments. I am looking at the comments now, so if you want to say anything, do say hi. But as always, if you want to ask a question to Julius, you will need to join the Discord, and you can find a link to the Discord in the second most recent community post. So make sure you're in the Discord. We're in the stage channel right now. So come and find us, come and join us there, and at some point you'll be able to ask a question.
Indeed.
Now, do you have some prospective lines for us, dear Julius?
I'm working on it. Let's see.
He's working on it. Okay. Whilst we're waiting, let us know when you find something. I'll keep having a quick look for some stuff, and we'll have a couple of other questions that are not directed to Julius whilst he goes and hunts for his prospective casting call for a future role.
Putting me on the spot like this while I'm like,
well, you took a big
there's a lot of good lines
Julius,
out
big
there.
claims.
Well, as I have said, and everyone's put me on the cross for it, I didn't have the capabilities to play a lot of the Ace Attorney games, so I don't have those very iconic lines memorized, sadly.
Oh yes, that is a fun fact, isn't it? Yes. It was the episode 2 of Case 2, I believe, pre-show live stream, where our own Phoenix Wright admitted live on air that he has never played, what was it, the first original trilogy? Or
I never played any of them.
He never played any of them.
He's
and
never played a
got on
single one. This is still travesty to this day. He has not played a single Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney game.
I tend on changing that.
Well, you better. After all, that is actually quite interesting, though, actually.
You are literally Mr. Wright.
I was going to say, you are Mr. Wright, but how did you then find yourself interested in a crossover between the two if you've never played the game? Obviously, you may have watched a Let's Play or something along that lines, but it's quite an odd thing to fall into, if you ask me. So how did you, fall into the MLP / AA fandom as a result?
Again, I was surfing around trying to sate my unending need for more opponent content. And found Turnabout Storm and just instantly fell in love. I knew Phoenix from a game called Marvel vs. Street Fighter, and watching his combos way before UMCV, yes. Watching his combo videos made me like, that guy's so cool. He's a lawyer and he can do all objection. Yes.
Oh, I know what you're referring to. God, yes, I know those.
Yes, Ultimate Marvel versus Capcom. There we go.
Yeah, yes. Oh, I've watched so many random videos on that sometimes.
Maya has a gun in the game.
She now has a gun in the game, and I couldn't be happier.
You want to see Maya capping fools, do you?
I do.
Well, that's quite a backstory. As again, it's remarkable what we find when we do these types of things, and when you find out where you find yourself, especially when it comes to projects like these. But as I've already alluded to, Julius, you've obviously been filling in the shoes for the GoldCrow. And although I've never done voice acting myself, I can imagine it must be quite, stressful, constantly having to compare yourself back, or at least in an initial phase. It may be different now. How did you overcome that, and how would you tell someone who's probably in that same position to, overcome that sensation of having to beat? Harry's posted a very good example of what you were referring to earlier in the Discord.
Exactly that. Yes.
Sorry. Anyway, yes. Back to the question. How did you overcome having to supersede, or not supersede? Sorry, take over the role from the GoldCrow, and if there is any advice you would give?
Well, hopefully, any other inspiring VA would not have to step into such a grand position, such as not only Phoenix Wright, but also falling off of the shoes of GoldCrow and his absolutely stellar and amazing performance as Phoenix in Turnabout Storm. As in filling in those shoes, I still think I haven't. But those
Really?
are the little gremlins on my shoulder.
Really?
I think his Phoenix is one of the best. Nearly, probably on par with Sam Riegel's. I still don't think I'm there yet.
Really?
I have much more to learn. And in the terms of coping with filling those shoes, is don't think about it. Just think and push yourself to be that idol that you admire. Because I do admire GoldCrow quite a great deal.
And that's
more from not only from his VA, but just in general. His most recent stuff has been very good. And as a bright-eyed, bushy-tailed VA, I'm like, I want to be like him someday.
Oh, Julius, though, why do you feel that you haven't obtained it? Because, you know, as we've just been pointing out, as someone's actually just pointed out quite quickly, and I want to double check if this is true, you've been saying this to the man himself. So, you know, I do think...
He is in here.
He is in here in this chat
what?
right now. He is here right now. And so that's a very interesting. That is very interesting. Yes, Baba Booey moment, quite literally. Very sneaky of you, GoldCrow, for finding your way into the chat without saying anything. Very, very well done. Respect that.
No.
So whilst Julius dies of embarrassment, I think we'll go to the next question. Al, if you want to ask Julius the next question.
Sure thing. So, you've been around EoJ for quite a while, since the first episode, just before the first episode. Yeah. And there are a lot of lines that you said, and a lot of them are actually pretty memorable. But what I want to know is, what is your favorite line so far?
My favorite serious line is probably me telling Blue Blood where he can shove it. Me going off of like, I don't care who you are.
There
more or
was
less
a lot of
tell it,
passion
like
in that,
in the name, like in this courtroom, we are all equal in the eyes of the law, and you being a frou-frou prince doesn't change shit.
That's definitely like such a good moment.
My favorite comedian line is from, I believe it's 2-1, where I'm running up to the guards like, what's going on here?
Yes.
Because that is the perfect interlude to the zany shit that goes down in that entire scene where a small cult beats the crap out of 2 royal guards, and it's fantastic. And me getting hit repeatedly in the shins.
That is true. You did get your ass beaten.
It was quite fun. That serious line, I don't care who you are, and funny line is, what's going on here?
That was a great line. I do recall that someone...
That was a super cool line, yeah.
Someone made a very good meme of that, and I cannot remember where it is or who still got it, but someone did edit that to make it even better than the initial.
Oh, yes! Also, one that was brought up by our wonderfully and incredibly talented cadet Red Shirt is the, wow, that's impressive. She, for some reason, the cadence I did in the contest made me seem both nonchalantly unimpressed, which is not how I wanted to come off, but in context, it's hilarious. That is a good honorable mention.
Yeah.
I feel like I also have to remind you of another particularly good line as well. One which never made it to Final Cut because it was wrong. But it was actually one of the tests that I had to do initially for the audio engineers. And you may be remembering exactly which line I'm referring to, Julius, because it happens at the end of 1-3.
The
And I'm
border
thinking,
of
for
mystery.
context, the border of mystery.
Ah, yes, the border of mystery.
That was an absolute disaster of a line when I heard it. And the worst part is, and it was funny delivery regardless. But the worst part of it is a little sort of audio engineer trying to do his test, trying to splice together a workable version of that line because we had no other take we could do because that was the only thing you said.
Thought I said
was
it right.
the most stressful.
My
It was
dumb
the most
brain
stressful part.
just went border. Yeah, that makes sense. You know, border of mystery, like the edge of a mystery. We're about to cross the border into another mystery. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty cool.
You
All right,
mean
that's
it
okay.
does make sense when you put it that way.
That's how my brain put it.
It's just how Julius works. It's just how Julius
How
works.
the dumb brain work.
Well, since we're talking about some fun, memorable parts, Al, do you want to ask the next question that we've got for our dear old
Sure
Julius?
thing. So we asked you about what's your like favorite line to do, but now let's think of let's not think of a broader mystery now. So what would you say has been the best part about this project so far?
Thank you, MV.
Oh. Yes, we've got the line itself. Brilliant.
Yeah, there's
Sorry.
a line itself. So like, so what? Yeah. So Julius, what would you say is like your favorite or the best part about EoJ so far? What would you say?
Everything. But
I know
everything.
I know everything. I know
Everything
everything.
stems from the crew. I adore and admire each and every single crew member within EoJ. They are all so immensely talented in their own ways. It is an immense honor to be working with such amazing, talented, kind people that are just as passionate for this project and this fandom as much as I am. Because many years ago, I promised myself, if I must, I will be the last brony standing. Because this fandom is something truly special. It is a magical thing, and finding other equal-minded and, not to mention, mind-blowingly talented people to work alongside and to even call them my friends is something I wouldn't replace for the world. My favorite thing about EoJ is the crew, my new family.
Aww.
God, you adorable little
Julius,
heart
please.
monster. God, sappy, exactly, sappy. Jesus, you feel
I'm your
you
friend.
want to be a tree, Julius.
I would love to be a tree, yes.
Oh, Julius, you awesome. And you say you wouldn't be able to fill in the shoes of GoldCrow, but you're so goddamn wholesome.
Here's
honestly.
the thing, Julius. Yeah, you say that you can't fill like the shoes of past VA, but that's because you have your own shoes now. You're your own Phoenix now.
Mm-hmm.
I do own a pair of shoes, yeah. I feel them in every day, believe it or not.
I'm glad the budget hasn't gotten this bad that we can at least still afford Julius's shoes.
Indeed.
As if we
What
have
budget,
a
actually?
budget.
What budget? Yeah, I was going to say, I really need to start remembering where I am. I'll
But
take the next
to,
question.
fulfill the requests given previously.
Mhm.
For Miles Edgeworth, Gumshoe, and Apollo.
Oh, he's going to do it. All right, yes, so
I
everybody.
found the wonderful
boy.
site that is Wiki Quotes.
Oh, brilliant. Oh,
And thankfully,
right.
they have everybody in alphabetical order, so it was quite easy to find.
Great. So everybody, one of the benefits of being a part of these live streams is you get to hear people do some amazing things, especially now we get to hear Phoenix Wright try to sound like Miles Edgeworth, Gumshoe, and was it Apollo as well?
Yes.
Oh, right. So you're in for a treat, everybody. All right, Julius.
So, who shall we do first? who's
That's
Do
good.
whatever you
Let's ask
want. Do
everybody
whatever you
here.
want.
Let's ask everybody here, actually. So everybody in Discord, YouTube, come and give us your choice. Say, all right, I'm seeing a fair bit of Gumshoe. I'm seeing a lot of Gumshoe. See what the YouTube guys say, because they're just a little bit behind. They'll probably get their answers in coming in shortly. But there's a lot of Gummy and Edgeworth being flown around. You get every single one of them, don't worry.
yes,
All right.
it will.
Okay, I'm seeing Gumshoe come up now in the YouTube, so I say Gumshoe.
We'll
Let's
go.
get Gumshoe.
We'll go Gumshoe first. Alrighty, where did I put? Smiles. Gumshoe.
When a detective screws up, the chief calls him into his office and makes him listen to the organ for hours. After that, the detective can't hear anything for days except for the ringing in his ears.
Ooh, that was good. I like that. That was good.
Okay.
What are you doing here, pal? This
Okay,
ain't
I
your
see you.
case.
Oh, Julius. Oh, Julius, you're casting yourself here. We may have our next Gumshoe. Julius takes on the whole of the male voice acting crew 2022.
And then for Miles Edgeworth.
Yes, let's get edgy next.
Amateurs. Listen to me, Mr. Wright. In the courtroom, evidence is everything. Without it, you have nothing. You are nothing.
Ooh.
Upstarts! Amateurs! These accusations are ludicrous.
Oh, that's powerful. Yes, quite right, Stephen. Powerful.
The guilty
Lovely.
will always lie
I'm
to
spread
avoid being
open.
found out.
I'm so spread
There's
open
no
right
way
now.
to tell who is guilty and who is innocent. All that I can hope to do is get every defendant declared guilty. So I make that my policy. You're a fool, Mr. Wright. A naive fool.
Oh, that was gorgeous. Well done, Julius. Well done. Even as a British man, I was very impressed. All right. But now you promised, and you said this, and I'm quoting you, so I want to hear these. You said you could rival the chord to steel of Apollo, so I want to hear these chord to steel, my friend.
I'm gonna need to back away from a microphone here for game. Hold on.
Yes, everybody, volume warning ahead. If you're wearing headphones like I am, you're going to need to see the doctor in the morning.
My name is Apollo Justice and I'm fine!
Brilliant.
Don't worry. I was up at 5 a.m. practicing my chords of steel.
There you go.
Ow.
Brilliant. Oh, that's amazing. Oh, that's cracked me up. Yeah, you woke up the dogs.
Of course, I wouldn't dare try to do a more fantastic job than our own web shotter. His Apollo has just like Miley Cyrus on a wrecking ball just destroyed my perception of any other VA other than him.
He does.
For Apollo. He does such a fantastic job.
He does. He definitely does. And shame he's not able to listen in tonight. But yes, he is one hell of a lovely man to work with as well. Being able to audio engineer with him is a treat.
That it is.
It's actually quite interesting, actually. Aside from the test, I don't believe I've ever audio engineered any of your lines before, thinking about it. I may have spliced once or twice. Interesting fun fact there. Should do that more often. All right. Let's see. Okay, now I'm gonna take us back again to around about case 1 period. So you would obviously participated in the first part as the new voice actor, as we've already established. And then after that,
Pretty sure I did, yeah.
yeah, I'd hope so. Otherwise, I don't know who you are and what you're doing with Julius's body. But so we have that.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, you know what? Sounds reasonable to me. So we have case 1. You do the first part. And then case 1 goes under a bit of a, how you would say, rewrite.
Yes.
What did you think of this rewrite? Because obviously it was a whole new change.
Fucking tastic. Granted, I was like, I have to redo all my lines. Oh, man. But needless to say, I wonder whose fault that is. But granted, Al Javis, I will say, is a very intensely talented man. He is incredibly creative. He is a fantastic. Shut up, Al. He is an incredibly creative, wonderful artist, and he has fantastic ideas. However, writing isn't particularly his strong suit. So, thankfully, he did the very smart and intelligent thing to go find people who are. And thankfully, Serenity was there to assist him in making the case far more memorable than I thought it could ever be, and has crafted evil beyond man's wildest imaginations. In other words, I think the rewrite was a fantastic idea, and I was happy to redo anything and everything to make it be the amazing thing that it came out to be.
I'm glad to hear that it was a successful process, but you mentioned that you had to redo all your lines as well.
Yeah.
Which must have been quite the pain, as you say.
They were probably trash anyway, so I'm glad I got to redo them. And even then, they're not that great, but...
Oh, don't say that. We all know you can at least say a good line once in a blue moon.
Listen, like, even though you may think they're not that great, you can at least say with certainty that they're better than your last, because, you can always do better.
Quite. Very true. Very true.
And I got to re-record them with my brand new, very expensive microphone too. So I'm just like, this is perfect.
Ooh. Well, I'm curious actually. What microphone do you use
for EoJ? Like,
it is a blue
investing
Spark.
For EoJ.
Yes, I invested for EoJ. It is a blue Spark, currently being powered by a Euphoria UMC 22.
Yes, that's quite right. We all invest in EoJ.
The blue Spark cost over $300.
Oh, that's a pretty penny.
It has served me well ever since.
It's certainly done a good job for transmitting that wonderful voice of yours, Julius, so definitely keep it. And that's actually a quick question, a little sort of side question as well, is, or a side point I really should say is, voice acting, you can get involved with even just a $20 mic, as we've advertised in the past.
But you can.
Definitely would recommend the high quality mics if you can get it. I'm using quite a nice one myself, actually. Not going to brag. It's not my time to brag. Okay, let's move on. I got a fun question, actually. We've been quite sort of, serious. We've been looking into the past, but I want to give a fun one. I want to give you guys something more entertaining to listen to. So, Julius.
Yes, sir.
If you had to pick one member, so a single member from each department, as you know, we're split into our departments. And for those of you who don't look at the credits, recommend you do, especially the upcoming ones. If you had to pick one member from each department to go on an adventure, and you could select their class, abilities, and weaknesses, so basically like a D&D character, who would you choose? What would you choose for those people?
Well, Al Javis being the only person in his department that is a manager or the director, he would have to come along. His class is a hard one, but I could see him either being a bard or a wizard, potentially a warlock, depending on what evil powers he may have coerced to make this all come together. My guess, probably a devil. But to play it safe, let us just say he'd probably be a wizard of transmutation because he made this project literally out of nothing, and the only thing I know is transmutation wizards can only do that. In the terms of his background, he'd probably be a sage, a person of great insight and knowledge, however, not very good in usual social situations, and has very interesting quirks of conversation.
Okay, that's quite good. So let's say I'll choose some departments actually to make it a bit easier because there's quite a lot of departments. So let's.
I was about to say we're probably going to be here for a while if we go through one.
Let's go with out of the managers then, because you almost made a clinical and deadly error in suggesting that Al was the only manager.
Yes, I did. It is a very hard choice because there are some of my absolutely favorite people in the manager's queue, and choosing between them is damn near impossible. So I'll have the fates decide. Let me grab how many managers do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Silver Feathers is a manager now, correct?
Team leader, but we'll count it. Team leader and managers.
Okay.
Team leader.
So that would be a D5. Oh. Let's see. Since I cannot choose between favorites because it is the ultimate conundrum for me. Number 2, that would indeed be Pretty Pegasus Wings, the fluffy pony herself. Or pardon me, the fluffy Carzoan.
That is a very good dice roll. Damn. Okay. Right. So you got PPW. She's a part of the crew now.
Yes, it is. I would either see her as either a sorceress and or bard. Probably bard based off her genuine charismatic nature. Though I believe her college would be the College of Glamour. A very beautiful college that specializes in bewitching everyone with your stunning looks and personality that makes you the center of the room because you can't help but be drawn to her in any sense when she's in the room. She is just that magnetizingly amazing. As her background and weakness, he also probably be a wizard's apprentice, not knowing much of the outside world and how people usually work, but still her genuine charisma and beautiful demeanor makes you fall for her nevertheless. Thus is a perfect bard of glamour.
Okay, right. And just to sort of keep things moving, I'll choose one more department. Let's go with a voice actor because there's quite a lot of you.
One of my fellow peers. That is indeed a fair question. Well, I could technically cheat if that's the case of the question, and no, I'll be a good boy and listen to the rules. Probably it would have to be Webshotter. I could easily see him being either a very powerful fighter or a very nimble rogue. But for simplicity, we'll say fighter, probably a champion fighter, or no, a battle master, because he is a person that works within the interweavings of the team to not only bolster his allies, but also to smite down any problems that might arise with brutal martial quickness. His background would probably be a guild artisan, one who is already skilled in the ways of crafting beautiful things, such as his wonderful VA lines and just a general fine and well-tempered attitude.
Very good. I quite like that. Sounds quite the party. I expect to have a script for this on my desk by the end of next week.
You got it.
But also, yes, quick thing as well. Just need to promote this. Our wonderful graphics, one of our graphics artists and designers, YDGon, has also just created a new thumbnail for this live stream that's just been uploaded. So massive thank you to YDGon for that. All right.
Gian, absolute legend.
Ow. I believe there's one more question from us.
Yes, there is. Well, Julius, as a VA yourself,
indeed,
you have become an inspiration to many since
I don't know about
joining...
that one, but okay.
No, I would say so. So, my question to you is, for those who are aspiring to be a VA themselves, what would you say to them? What would you say to the people who are interested in being a VA?
Everyone can be a voice actor. You do not need to be... you do not need the initial talent like so many think you do, that you can morph and change your voices at will. If you like doing silly voices, and I mean the stupidest voice you can possibly imagine, you can be a voice actor. Take it professionally. However, I highly suggest you go to the website how to be or look up on Google how to be a voice actor, and you will find many wonderful sources, both either on YouTube and just in Google, to find your way. Every VA is different. Every VA has their own special cadence, their own rhythm to how they speak, the way that they can deliver certain things. There is always a role open, and if you can expand your horizons by practicing different voices, moving your range up and down to act through your speech, if you can give a convincing performance, then you've already become a VA. Getting hired, well, that is something that every VA has to struggle to get, but you will find a break. I mean, just look at me. I was a nobody, and now I'm Phoenix Wright. So if a schmuck like me can do it, I'm pretty sure all you talented people out there can also do it, and probably do a far better job than I.
Oh, no. I feel like sometimes, Julius, you're too goddamn good that you have to nerf yourself with the words you use. Honestly, you are definitely a tremendously strong voice actor, and I will argue that if you are not going to be ultra great now at this very moment, you will be in the future. If you don't believe it, you will believe it then. That's my personal opinion, and you won't be able to argue with me. Yes, well, you've got the ass director, and you've got the main director here, so you're going to have to accept it one way or another, Julius. We will impose our authority. Respect
Also,
our authority.
One.
Fuck you,
Respect my authority.
Shut up, Mr. G. You can't tell me fucking what to do.
We got another voice. We got another cast for you. Another casting call audition right there.
One other piece of advice: take care of your voice, for the love of God. Drink honey with tea. Drink warm water. Don't drink cold water if you feel scratchy. Take rest days. Do not push yourself unless you are on the most crunchiest of crunch deadline. You need your voice. It's what's making you be that person. Find those comfortable ranges. Do not try to pass up through it. It will hurt you. And keep in mind, vocal cords are very hard to fix and very expensive to fix. So take care of your voice. Most important.
That's good advice. That's good advice. And yes, you're quite right, FlareBrush. The dogs, I think, agree, Julius. I think they are in complete agreement.
I apologize.
All right. No, we should get them on as well. Maybe they can also do some tryouts for some future roles as well. All right. So it's been an hour since we began. Al and I have exhausted our intelligence when it comes to questions, I think. So
Just in time, too.
just in time. So I think now's a good opportunity to maybe give people here who are in the Discord. Again, for those watching on YouTube, you can come to the Discord right now in the stage channel and ask your questions. So I'm going to go into the stage channel and I'm going to look for people with their hands up and I'm going to go at random. I was going to say I was going to go at random. However, I believe there is somebody who maybe wants to say a quick comment. The GoldCrow, if you'd like to step up real quick.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
I've just invited you to speak, so if you are still there, Gold, just quickly hit respond. If that doesn't work, I'll try and move you forward. Okay. Let's see. Where are you in the list of people?
If GoldCrow is away from the keyboard, I do have somebody that I would like to answer their question.
Sure. Go ahead. If there's a question in the message chat you see, please go ahead.
Oh, no. They're raising their hand. Like I said, if he cannot get here at the moment.
I think GoldCrow is just stepped away for a minute. So who is this person? If I'm
There he is.
Oh, what?
Oh, is he in? No. I didn't see him pop up.
He is here.
GoldCrow. Hello? Oh, hello, Gold. If you just want to respond to my invite to join the stage, come along. I've just sent it to you. If it doesn't work, I'll do it again.
Forgive me. I'm a dinosaur when it comes to Discord.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing? Okay, so I've got a question.
Yeah.
Why did you take my job from me?
I'm sorry. I'll give it back.
No. You're doing a good job. I see all the self-deprecation you're doing, and it's not worth it. You're good, man. So here's my token question, because I just wanted to come in here and crash your guys' interview, maybe get you some views, and
appreciate it.
Get some Spider-Man pointing at each other memes going.
It's you. No, it's me. No, it's you.
So when you do the voice,
yes,
do you bring a certain energy to the different situations? Like in investigation mode, you're kind of more laid back, but in court mode, you kind of bring something else to it.
That I do. Like any situation, acting is the main thing in voice acting. Mm-hmm. So, bringing different energies to different situations is a necessary part of a good performance. So, during investigations, I do take a somewhat laid back, but still, serious, because this is all very good evidence that I'll need to win the case. In the courtroom, it's certainly the more aggressive confidence. Again, Phoenix has been doing this for a long time now. And even though he's in a magical land full of talking horses, it's still his job. So, again, I just look to either your previous performances or the very few courtroom scenes that Sam Riegel voiced in Dual Destinies and even the anime sometimes, to see what Phoenix would do, and of course, listen to the oh-so-wonderful directions of the rest of the cast and crew, so I can deliver the proper things necessary, all things I'm sure you are very familiar.
Yeah, being the most confident guy, but at the same time being the most unconfident guy in his head.
Believe it or not, it's quite easy to do that for me. I talk a big game, but on the inside, it's just, I don't know what I'm doing!
Exactly. Well, thanks for pulling me in. I'm actually late for a D&D game with all this D&D talk. Don't tell them I was here.
Don't worry.
Tell them this is why I was.
Don't worry, I got you.
All
It's
right.
the best excuse. It's the best excuse. You were
Yeah.
you were teaching. You were protegeing.
No, you flatter me.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, thank you for coming on, Gold. It's lovely to see
Yeah,
a
it's
sort
great-
of
it's great to
passing of
have
the
you here.
torch.
Yeah,
Thank you
yeah.
very much.
You guys are doing a great job.
Thank
Thank you.
Yeah.
Roger. Right. Let's move on to our next hand up then. Anybody? Let's have a look at
Yes,
names.
I do have one person in
Oh,
Tictacular that I'm surprised he even joined the EoJ server, but
okay.
that there man MagicStealthGuy right over there, one with
that
one. That one, yeah.
That one. Okay. So it's not that one, but it's that one.
Yes, it's that one.
Okay, it's that one. Roger. All right, MagicStealthGuy, you've been invited to speak. Come join us on the stage.
Don't run from me, Magic.
The one and only.
Well,
Hi
hello
there.
there,
Hello
sir.
there.
Hi. I actually know Julius because he's my DM. But my question for you, Julius, is aside from EoJ,
Mhm.
of the projects that aren't secret and that you're willing to share, what other projects or hobby things are you a part of right now?
Ooh.
No,
Ooh.
MagicStealthGuy, my wonderful player. I would be happy to let everyone know. I don't really have anything secret going on. I'm not a super secret person. But for all of those who
That's
are
what they all
unaware-
say.
That's what they all say, yes. I'm not hiding anything secret, shut up. I am a DM for a Dungeon Master and a GM, a Game Master, for multiple D&D campaigns between my non-EoJ friends, but thankfully that will be changing very soon. One of which is a brand new tabletop RPG called Daystone Hunters, based off of the animated series done by Van Ripper, aka the guy who made Helltaker. Based off of a cool cat lady called Koshia running around a destroyed dystopian world looking for these very powerful gems called Daystone. Originally, the project was headed by a wonderful person called Tabaxi Cafe, and the beta had not even the beta. Yeah, the
What?
beta.
For about one session they DM'd, I remember, and then they
Yeah.
handed the reins off to you, and we never saw them for what felt like
It was
almost a year, was it?
Probably a year. And of course, after the one session I played, I'm like, hey, I've been a DM for many years now. If you ever want to take a break to work on the rulebook, just let me know. And then they just went, here you go, and dropped it on my lap. And so I've been working on a whole new TTRPG with MagicStealthGuy and the rest of the wonderful Daystone Hunters cast.
Yeah, no, it's been a wild ride. A lot of shenaniganeries were had. This man had us on a fucking road trip for 3 months.
It wasn't that long.
It was 3 real life months, I will say.
Shut up. I'm
I'm putting you on blast here. I love you, but I'm putting you on blast
I also crashed a fucking space station on top of you, so don't.
twice.
I'll remember this.
Wait, twice?
The other one was the
Twice.
spaceship. Thank you.
But
Julius.
spaceship, space station.
Oi.
The
Well.
the spaceship had necromorphs on it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to try and.
Again, a lot happened. So much happened.
Indeed. As for the other things I do, I am an avid D&D watcher, enjoyer, and player, though being a player has become a rare and rare experience. I am DMing for, of course, MagicStealthGuy and the rest of the Daystone Hunters gang in their own very D&D. That is my own homebrew that is called Race to Gamora. And yes, the biblical reference is now very much prevalent to me after I learned that apparently Gamora is not an original name.
Race to Gamora, he's about to put us through as well for the first time. I am aware it existed beforehand, but we're about to experience Julius' homebrew.
Indeed, and of course...
And I am excited for that because Julius is amazing. As a DM, voice actor, la-di-da.
Oh, thank you. And of course, coming to the EoJ crew soon is Shadows over Equestria. The the very own D&D game that I'm planning on hosting for the EoJ crew because they deserve a fucking break.
So excited.
Sometime, eventually. Right. Well, Magic, thank you very much for your question.
Thank you,
have you got a
Magic.
good answer?
Thank you for letting me come on. Julius is great. That's all I have to say.
Stick around the server, why don't you?
Thanks for the
I was
question.
going to say, stick around.
I'll look my way around. I am an artist. I'll post my stuff, and I will give EoJ a watch because I've always been interested, but never had the time.
It's all good, man.
You better.
All right. Thank you, Magic. Okay, moving on.
Right,
Because
now
we've
that
got quite a few people here.
yes. Now that my personal biases
Yes.
are out of the way.
The luck gods, let them prey upon you. I am now inviting a random person to speak. Okay, Stephen, I have selected you.
Greetings, Stephen.
Hello
What
there.
is your burning question?
Hello there.
Hello there.
My question is how for Julius, obviously. How much time do you spend just goofing off instead of working when you're working on this series? Because I kind of had an idea that y'all probably just goof off absolutely all the time.
Calling us out.
I-
Jeez.
Will have you know, sir, I am a very productive member of the EoJ team, and I spend only most of the time goofing off. But that time goofing off is keeping up the morale of the EoJ team when we are in the gutters and in the trenches of our hard, dedicated work.
We do
Thank you
need
very
breaks at
much.
times. You're right.
However,
I
I
respect
am a great advocate of people taking breaks because putting your nose to the grindstone will eventually take off your entire face if you're not careful. Quite.
I will say, and I'm going to have to call you out here. I'm hanging you out to dry hedges. He still has some work to do. He still has some work to do, actually, in regards to a future episode. I must remind him. Where are the lines, Mr. Wright? Where are the lines, Mr. Wright?
They're coming.
No. All right. Thank you very much for your question, Steve.
You're welcome. I love your
Thanks,
series. Keep it up, man.
Steve.
Oh God, Julie. Oh, poor you. Honestly, you got to work harder, man. Got to work harder. All right.
Oh, yeah, work harder. Yeah, sure.
Let's All right, we got Nox. God smile upon you today.
Come, Nox. Let me answer your questions.
Yes, come give us the question. Give us your wildest
Give
dreams
us
to be
the
answered.
questions.
Hello,
Hello,
there, Nox.
Nox.
Hello.
Hi.
What is your question?
Envy, what do
Get
I
back
saw
here,
that.
Envy. All right, Nox, feel free to ask your question.
Yeah, please.
Oh,
Oh,
hello. Is there? Have we got something? It's a soundboard. Oh,
oh
God.
God. What's going on?
I think there may be a slight error with your input.
Yeah, oh no, it's turning into goddess
It's turned
thing
into
again.
a goddess. I'm going to move you back to the audience, Nox. We'll try and see if you can get that sorted for me, mate. All right, let's get back to this.
It's like that,
You know what?
It's like that Doctor Who episode.
Oh yeah.
Trapped in the goddamn museum. Hey, who turned out all the lights? Just
Let's,
the skull bashes against the helmet.
All right, let's get one of our new PR writers in to actually ask a question. As you probably people know,
some PR here soon after that.
we
Question.
are going to need some PR. Please help us, please, Brittany, come and help, please. So, yes, as some people may or may
Hello?
not know. Hello, Brittany. Hello.
Hello, Doc.
Hey, can you guys
Hello
hear me?
there.
Yes.
We can hear you.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Right. Yes, just a quick sort of backstory for some people. We recently took on some new team members, and Britney here is one of our new PR writers. So for future episodes of A Small Thing that you may have seen a couple of months ago, known as Bonds of Justice Episode 1, well, we'll now be writing some more of those, and Britney here will be assisting on that. So, Britney, what's your question?
Okay, so if you had to choose, what universe would you be in? MLP or Ace Attorney?
My Little Pony.
Oh,
No hesitation.
that was quick.
Oh, wow, okay.
Well, why though?
Because Ace Attorney sure is, a wonderful facsimile of our real life, but I don't want to be in real life anymore. I would love to be in the magical land full of friendship and ponies.
Oh, okay.
I mean, yeah,
I can
that makes
respect
sense.
What about the occasional monsters?
Ooh.
I
The
think
changelings.
they're dope, and the changelings I think are misunderstood and deserve more credit.
Wow.
Chrysalis did
Sympathizer.
mostly nothing wrong. She's just a heart.
Mostly.
She's just a mom trying to do best for her kids.
Mostly. Oh, I see. You're
Mostly.
a filthy changeling apologist, are you? Oh dear. Oh
Well, I'm the
dear.
queen.
Well, thank you, Brittany, for the question. I hope it was satisfactory, considering Julius seemed to have already considered the answer long before you asked it.
Also,
yeah, it was pretty alright. See you guys.
have a
Thanks,
good one.
Brittany.
Yeah.
All right.
And to also answer, I literally have an alicord OC. Of course, I want to go to Equestria.
All right, let's get back into the luck. I see some of the EoJ team members are trying to sneak into the questions, and I'm very interested to see what they want to ask here.
Guys, you can just ask me anytime. You didn't have to wait for Q&A.
I'm gonna, because of how much hard work she put into this most recent episode, along with a lot of people, I'm gonna give one of our other voice actors, MLPArts, the opportunity to ask a question.
Oh, wonderful.
Hello, MLPArts.
Hello, Arts.
Hello? Wait, hold on. I'm so sorry. I'm new to Discord.
You're okay.
It's all good.
No, we can hear you.
Yep.
Voice
you're live.
settings. Wait, hold on. I can't hear you though.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I mean,
Can you
I
hear us
can't hear you
now?
that well. Let me see.
Well, if you want to ask your question, don't worry. We can. Oh wait, no. Actually, that's not going to work because you need an answer, don't you?
Yeah.
I can hear you kind of. It's good enough.
All right.
So my question is, do you enjoy improvising in character?
I adore improvising in character. I do it almost every single session I do because thinking about Phoenix saying all the silly shit that comes out of my mouth is endlessly entertaining.
Very true.
Especially when they get animated in blooper reels.
Oh man, that's awesome. Yeah.
And needless to say, if it ever comes out aboard blooper reels, there is some really good stuff that I've ad-libbed as Phoenix. Really fun.
Ooh.
But yes, I talk in character all the time. It's just how I am. I'm a very character-driven person, and when I'm in that
Awesome.
mindset, I think in their mindset the best I can,
Yeah.
which gives me
Brilliant.
plenty of room to shitpost.
Right. Well, thank you very much, Arts, and well done again. And everybody, keep and listen out for Arts' characters in the upcoming.
like she
2-4
literally does a
episodes.
bunch.
Indeed,
She does
indeed.
way too many.
God,
Aw,
look at
thanks,
the
guys.
credits.
You're welcome.
Look at the credits is all I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
Right,
just look at
thank
the
you,
credits.
Arts.
Look at the credits.
All right.
I see another hunter lurking in the shadows. Mr. IonEye has joined
IonEye.
the server.
Well, let's give it a bit more of a random luck again. I'm gonna. Okay, Super Dan 3D. You got lucky this time.
Super Dan 3D.
Super
with
Dan.
the very
Hello
surprised looking
there.
Pikachu.
Hello, Super Dan. You are
Super
muted,
Dan.
just by the way.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can
Yes,
hear
we
you.
can.
Hey there, mate. How are you? How are you?
Good.
Doing
I'm doing good.
smashing, my friend.
All right. Julius, I got a question for you.
I'm all ears.
Your favorite Ace Attorney case and your least favorite attorney case.
Reminder, he hasn't played any of them, so this will be good.
Think about this really hard, Julius.
I don't remember the name, but the overarching story would probably be where Phoenix came in to save Athena at the very last second in her first case, because that set up the entire arc for not only the sadly short arc she got in Dual Destinies.
Yeah.
The whole entrance sequence and the build up and there's no more room for debate. The guy in the scene was great. My dogs agree. As for least favorite,
Take your time. Take your time.
I don't know.
Come on, Julius, you gotta give the man an answer. He came all the way here.
Okay,
You walked across the
I
line.
waited patiently. Don't worry.
yes, you did. Hold on.
He's going to Google to look up the
He's looking it up.
I don't blame him. I don't blame him.
Yes. Case 2-3 in the first game.
2-3.
Big
No,
top.
first- Oh, second game you mean?
Yeah, second
Yes.
game.
Oh,
Big
you-
top.
No, Julius just really hates 2-3. He just doesn't like that episode
Yeah,
whatsoever.
I feel like
No,
2-3 is a recurring theme with the
Is it the
team.
clown? Is it the clown?
The clown.
Yes, yeah.
I do know of the clown. I don't like the clown.
Yeah, it's probably the clown.
I don't like the clown.
Yeah.
Except that clown. I like that clown.
Yes, sugar clown, bass clown. All right, thanks, Super Dan, for your question.
I know,
No problem. Thanks, mate.
I know I'm a fake fan. I'm sorry.
All right, we're gonna have time for one more question. You mentioned that you had. Oh wait, actually no, I lied. We can probably sneak in a couple more, can't we?
Yeah.
You mentioned that you had an eye on an iron that you wanted.
Yes, Mr. IonEye. One of my
IonEye.
one of the other hunters in my wonderful cabal.
I'm sorry, Nox.
If you want to type your question down, Nox will give you an answer.
I will happily give an answer.
Oh, I think there was actually, you typed your question up earlier. Hold on, let me see if I can come find it. Go scroll through all the memes. God damn, so many memes already. By the way, IonEye, invitation is there. You are free to take it or deny it.
You better take it, coward.
Well, he's
You
not
raised your
taking it.
hand. It's on the top of your screen, Ion. Look on Discord.
Hold on, how do I take it? If you want to type your question here, Ion, you can also do that. Or I can actually try and invite you to the stage again.
There'll be a green bar on the top of the screen.
Ah, brilliant. Okay, Nox's question quickly whilst Ion's looking for his answer. Was just going to ask kind of the same question I asked on in the boost again. Yes, by the way, bit of a shill here. If you guys join this Discord server and you boost it, get access to a private chat where you can ask us questions like this on a weekly basis.
That is
Ion,
true.
You're here.
Okay, good.
Roger.
Yes,
Welcome,
sorry,
my fair hunter.
Bonjour. Hi. So, I actually just wanted to give compliments first before the question that I had in mind for Julius.
Oh my god.
So I'll give it first. Julius, you're a wonderful, wonderful man, and I'm glad that you're D&Ding and DMing for a D&D and such. And I'm glad you're a voice actor. I'm glad you're all these things. And I'm happy for you, dog.
Dang.
Yeah.
Aw.
See, you have fans.
Even though you take a little long, that's all right. I'm invested in the story. I'm invested in the stories you give. I'll say that. Anyway, I'm not here to schmuck about with you. I'm here to schmuck about with a question directed to you. So, what were like the first voices you ever like did before Justin's?
That's quite an easy one. I am, much like many on the internet, a helpless Sonic the Hedgehog fan. And during my younger years, when I first got onto YouTube at all, when I was but a bab. Pardon me, I need to take a beverage. I found this wonderful series, fan-made series, called Nazo Unleashed, if anybody knows what that is. There they are. Nazo Unleashed was mind-blowing for me as a young child because it was exactly what I wanted to do. It was Dragon Ball Z fighting in Sonic. That is dope as hell. And Nazo's voice wasn't a rip of, yeah, that right there. Wasn't a rip from other games because the person who made the series more or less strung along dialogue from games of the Sonic series. But Nazo's voice was the first one I tried to replicate, specifically in his final red form, which has given birth to one of my reoccurring characters that you will be meeting in due time.
I feel like I already know this character.
You think you do, but you don't. But of course, there's the I'm Sonic the Hedgehog, Chili Dogs. Wow, this is way past cool. And
can you do like an Eggman voice real quick?
Oh, I can't believe this! I'll get you next time, Hedgehog!
I won't lie, my interpretation of Eggman has been entirely ruined off of one YouTube poop, and I will say that much and not ask you to repeat any.
Here to make an announcement. Shadow the Hedgehog's a bitch. Shadow fucked my wife, so I'm blowing up the moon.
Okay. I didn't want you to actually say it, but fuck. Alright, thank you, Ariel.
Yeah.
I miss my wife, Tails.
I just started watching, or I think I just started watching Elements of Justice like 2 months ago.
God, it's like I have been fucking linking it every day.
Well, I got around to doing it. And it
Good,
took
I'm
long,
glad.
but I'm gonna try and watch them, and I too will post art smidgens in here and watch and be more involved and all that
I
beeswax.
certainly hope so.
I will. Thank you.
Roger, thank you, Ion.
The ultimate life form. You better.
Oh, thank you, Ion. Thank you.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
All right, we'll go back to Nox's question because technology loves him. So the question was one he's asked before to Alves, but I suppose we can say that this one's also been directed to you now, Julius. So after you had finished EoJ, did you have any other projects in mind?
When I finished EoJ.
What was the question?
You're funny. The world might be over when we finish EoJ for all I fucking care.
Yeah, you're right.
To answer that question, I have no earthly idea. Right now, EoJ is my passion, my muse, my want in life, other than Dungeons and Dragons, and there will be nothing on this planet that will stop me from being a part of this project. I do have faith that we are going to finish it because I know and have become amazingly close friends, and again, I dare say family, with a lot of the cast and crew, and they are determined people. Al Davis being the most determined out of the lot, other than me, who would be, if things start to go down the tubes, I will stand on the top and yank everyone back out and say, we need to finish this.
Mm-hmm.
It is a project that has survived too much to stop prematurely. It must reach its conclusion. But if I were to guess, probably, I don't know, hopefully I'll be in a actual VA job for that, for something official. Being a part of Daystone Hunters, hopefully that will be released by then. I don't fucking know, probably not, maybe, hopefully. We're hard at work on it nevertheless, and hopefully that will gain some traction and attention. I hope to work on animation, drawings, art in general. I do consider myself a bit of an artiste when the muses strike me, you see. Though I haven't been able to put pen to paper in quite some time, but my most recent muse has been development for code and video games and such. That I'm being tutored by another one of my fair hunters from Gemstone, Mr. Ablebody. He taught me how to make a dumb little cube bounce on squares, and I was very impressed with myself.
I saw that.
Very nice. Very pog.
But to answer your question in fewer words, I don't fucking know, bro. Something, hopefully.
Best answer we're going to get. Okay. All right. Julio.
Actually, for a real answer, I hope and pray that it will be another project with these people. I don't want to lose them. They're too fantastic.
Well,
I was going to say, like, I do want to do something with this team after EoJ is done.
There is a possibility.
Hopefully something that isn't owned by two major corporations, so it can
It'll be completely original. That's all I'll say.
Owned by free corporations.
Not an EoJ sequel, exactly.
Heck no, not an EoJ sequel. I'll let someone else take care of that.
Yes, we have. After we end, a few years later, the sequel nobody asked for,
but everybody's gonna get.
But everyone's going to get. EoJ 2 Return to Justice, premiering probably never.
Oh God! All right. We're catching it quite fine. We've been on there for about an hour and a half now, so we'll get to one more question. So, all of you sitting there, and for simplicity's sake, sorry everyone who's the EoJ team, you are not going to be given that opportunity.
You can ask questions anytime, guys. You can just message me.
Yeah, screw you guys.
No.
I know, I'm kidding.
And the lucky one for the final question will be FlareBrush.
FlareBrush,
hello there.
Hello, darling.
This excites me. I was really hoping for this to happen sooner.
Right, well,
now's your chance, friend.
Now's your chance, dude.
So biggest question that I've had, I actually put it in the chat not too long ago. Do you have any recommendations for any high quality mics? Because I'm going into VA myself, and I want a good microphone.
Why, yes, I have many fine selections that you can pass through. If you want something that you can use immediately when you purchase it and doesn't require any secondary or tertiary purchases, I would highly recommend the Blue Yeti by the same company who made the Blue Spark. The Blue Yeti is a simple plug and use analog microphone that has plenty of knobs that you can twiddle to make your voice sound just perfect. It is fairly affordable, and believe it or not, many YouTube VAs still use the Blue Yeti to give their performances, and they all sound fantastic. But the most important thing is, no matter what microphone you got, find a place that doesn't have any echo or hide underneath a blanket. But if you're looking for a higher end microphone, it might sound like I'm sponsored, but I'm really not. Blue just makes good products. Any higher actual analog microphones produced by Blue or other companies online. I forget which one a lot of YouTubers use, but I'm pretty sure you know what it looks like. It's that little black one that has little like switches on the back and the covered microphone head.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But analog microphones are the top tier. You can get the ones that need a phantom power supply and an actual analog cable to be hooked up to. But to get started, you cannot go wrong, in my mind, with a Blue Yeti.
All right, duly noted. Thanks, buddy.
I would actually like to add on to that, like what Julius described is a USB mic, and USB mics are great for like anyone starting out, because they literally just plug and play. They're plug and play mics, and Blue Yeti is a decent mic for it to like start off. As for what he's talking about, the analog mics, they are called XLR mics, and they do require a phantom powered box, also known as audio boxes, audio interfaces. For me, because I have a pretty good mic as well, and a setup. What I use is a AT2035, but I recommend an AT2020 first, because that's cheaper. And I also have my own audio interface called the Focusrite. So I would say like whatever Julius's a setup or my setup, generally start off USB mic, and then when you want to take it more seriously, go for an XLR mic with an audio interface. Just make sure it's phantom powered.
Gotta make sure it's phantom. And if you don't want to invest into an actual audio interface, there are actual just phantom powered sticks you can get. But having an auto interface is good because you can twiddle lots of knobs and it's tactile and
so much control. I agree.
Right. Well, on that informative final note, we are coming to the end of our time here. And it's been a lovely time, I'd say. It's been lovely to talk with you, Julius. We don't get enough time, I think, sometimes to chat, and with a lot of people listening.
Well, that's going to be changing very soon, sir.
Oh, yes. Absolutely. And you're right, Fluffy, I need to take a shower. But my personal hygiene aside, I think I promised you all a little something, didn't I? Oh, wait, actually, no. I think maybe we need to start from the beginning a little bit.
Oh?
Yes, and if people would like to also join the Discord, Al, if you wouldn't mind just dropping a link to the Discord in the YouTube channel.
Join the Discord! I bum around the Discord and make and poke fun at a lot of things. So if you want to potentially meet me in the chat, I will probably respond. Because I love talking to people.
Absolutely, and we're always around, and there's events that are usually held as well, like this one, usually for Discord only. So make sure to get along if you're there. But I promise. But first of all, actually, no. As I said, I'm losing my way here. It's 1:30 in the morning. I apologise. There was a thumbnail released, wasn't there?
There was a thumbnail released. Yes, quite an interesting thumbnail indeed.
It was actually, and and again, I asked this at the beginning before we started the stream, but how did people think about that thumbnail?
Did you like that thumbnail?
Did you like that thumbnail? YouTube, did you like that thumbnail?
I thought that thumbnail was pretty alright.
It's a pretty good thumbnail made by Cadet Redshirt.
Indeed, the so talented and beautiful and incredibly great Cadet Redshirt.
Yep, and also Gian for making the thumbnail itself. Cadet for the art, Gian for the thumbnail itself.
You can also find Cadet on twitch.tv/Cadet Redshirt.
Please.
We got so much talent.
Daily. Nearly daily, yes.
She streams daily and has an amazing VTuber model. She's very entertaining, very wholesome. It's like getting a sugar overdose every day. It's wonderful.
Oh, God, you can't stop enjoying it. But you see, people, there's a thumbnail. So if there's a thumbnail, there may be a video. Surely, right?
Maybe, possibly. It is a possibility.
I guess.
There could be a video.
There could be a video. I mean, well, okay, maybe the logic of a video doesn't put it lightly. Maybe it's a movie. Maybe you could consider this a movie of sorts.
I guess they're pretty long.
Picture.
Exactly, it's a very long picture, and when you have these types of things, you usually need to have some time that they come out. Correct? They usually happen at some point.
An announcement,
am I wrong?
I would say.
Yeah, announcement.
A debut.
A debut.
If you are a virtual YouTuber.
Exactly. If you do the YouTubes.
Yeah.
So. Maybe, and with this thumbnail that we've shown, and with this potential video/movie thing that we're alluding to, and potentially there may even be a release date. maybe it is now time to potentially discuss and to let you all know that on Sunday at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we will be releasing the next episode of Elements of Justice.
Yeah.
Guess what? You've all been bamboozled. This was just one big fucking release thing. Get wrecked the high. You've all been fooled.
I know, right, guys? Fucking hell,
Get
we're so
ready,
cool.
guys.
But yeah, we're coming in. So for everyone who was just sort of bamboozled by that news, we are actually, and I'm booking this in now, you will see a video come up either later today or tomorrow for a premiere with 24 hours. So the next video will be releasing this Sunday at 12 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. There will be a pre-show a couple of hours before, as always, which will include myself, Al Javis, Julius, are you going to be there?
Of course I'm going to be there.
Absolutely, he's going to be there. What a silly question.
It's going to be another opportunity where I get brutally gaslighted. Of course I'm
Yep, and everything will be broken as per usual at the pre-show. Make sure that the audio is completely wrecked. We'll ensure that in advance. But yes, again, for everybody who is still recovering from that news, this Sunday, 12 o'clock, we will be releasing episode 4. So that was what I was hoping to give you guys. I'm glad you all came along. Everyone here right now who's listening has deserved that little bit of information. I think you've all stuck around long enough listening to this. So yeah, I think Al, if you want to quickly put it in the Discord, not the Discord, the YouTube chat, just for some people. Okay, it's because my talking and Britishness. So again, we're really hopeful to see you all there. I'm sure many of you will be there. There will be, as I say, a premiere going up on the YouTube channel sometime either later today. If you're in the US, obviously, if you're in Europe, like I am, that means in the morning maybe, or sometime later tomorrow, again in the US, or later today if you're in Europe. Again, time zones. Point is, Saturday you should see a premiere ready, which you can wait, and on Sunday it will begin. And if you're in the Discord, keep an eye out on the updates, because there is a particular, I would say, spoiler that I've been holding back since the event last week, which I think you all should pay very close attention to.
Keep an eye, dear viewers.
But you see, I definitely think now that we have. I definitely think that we've, made quite a lot of progress tonight. We've gotten to know you very well, Julius, and I think it's probably time we wrap up with that amazing news for everybody there. So, Julius, is there anything you'd like to say?
Number one, I hope we can do this again sometime. Very lovely.
Yeah, I would love to have another person on here.
I do have some closing remarks. Number one, to anyone who stop at Fluffy Pony. To anyone who did not get their questions answered, I will be around for the rest of the night, so feel free to leave your questions here in the EoJ Talks message channel, and I will do my best to answer them, all your burning questions, either sometime tonight or probably sometime and, of course, the final thing is thank you all for coming by at all. There was a great part of me that was worried that nobody would show up. But of course, the little gremlins on my shoulder. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you all for being the wonderful fans that you are, for coming and joining this amazing server, for enjoying EoJ, and taking time out of your schedule to come and talk to little old.
Yeah,
you're all beautiful, and I adore each and every one of you.
Yay.
Yes, and thank you, Julius. It's been a pleasure talking with you. Al, would you like to make any final comments before we pass on? Pass on? Jesus Christ, what am I saying? Before we...
First off, the stream is kind of screwing up right now, because that's definitely a sign that we got to end soon.
It can't handle the sexual tension. It's about to break.
I would say, if I would say, my closing remarks. just thank you, everyone, for the support. It's definitely such a, pleasure. Okay. Fucking the internet is dying, so no,
Absolutely.
internet is dying. No, internet is dying.
Oh no, Al's completely dying. Well,
Just
I'll
make
try and
sure
catch
Al
on.
thank you all for coming in. Thank you all for
Yes.
being here.
Oh god, we'll get you there. We'll get you there,
Yeah.
Al.
Just forget it. We gotta end it now.
He's currently trying to
We
figure
gotta
himself
end
out,
it
and he'll
now.
probably cut in between me occasionally. I will make the final closing remarks, I think. Thank you very much, very, very much for coming. Everyone here who's in the Discord, I think
Am I
the
back?
live stream and the YouTube is dying. It's all right. It's all right. But thank you very much for coming. Lovely to have you all here.
What
Thank you
great
again,
timing!
Julius. And hopefully we'll host. We'll hopefully see you all again in the future.
We will.